Good day, here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. Our starting point, 21 Philippine government officials who were stranded amid the escalating Israel-Iran conflict arrived in Jordan through the assistance of the Philippine embassy there. Ambassador to Amman, Wilfredo Santos, met the group at the King Hussein border where they were provided transit visas. The coordinated effort was made possible through collaborations between the Philippine embassies in Tel Aviv and Amman. In Amman, the embassy made formal representations to Jordan's foreign ministry and the Jordanian border security to secure entry permits for the government officials. Santos was assisted by Second Secretary and Consul Angeli Payumo, Third Secretary and Vice Consul Sheila Marie Andales, Administrative Office John Danilo Chiao Jr., and Assistant to National or ATN Head Charis Malabanan. The embassy is also expecting the first group of Filipino workers exiting Israel through Jordan in the next few days. The Filipinos will then be repatriated per directives of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and the Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA. Filipinos in the West Bank who may need assistance may contact the embassy through ATN hotlines presented on the screen. The National Commission of Senior Citizens, or NCSC, is boosting its efforts to empower Filipino seniors through partnerships that promote livelihood, reskilling, and economic inclusion. At the Bagong Pilipinas Ngayon briefing, NCSC Chairperson Mary Jean Lorecha said the Commission is already working with the Department of Tourism, or DOT, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, and private group SM Cares to provide work and business opportunities for senior citizens nationwide.
Ang sabi ng Pangulo natin, ang mga nakatatanda bilang haligi ng ating bayan should continue to be productive at sila dapat ay kasama rin sa ating economic revolution for our country. So that is really the purpose why we have livelihood opportunities.
The NCSC has initiated an agreement with DOT to allow seniors to get jobs as heritage site guides and in hospitality services in tourism-rich areas. TESDA will also provide training programs for those seeking retooling or second careers. SM Cares agreed to give support in product marketing and explore hiring slots in its business networks for qualified seniors. Lorecha said there are no age limit, while senior only have to meet 3 requirements for the program. They must be able, capable, and willing. Aside from providing work, she also added that the program will contribute to the sense of purpose of the Filipino seniors.
Alam mo, pagka nagre-retiro ang isang nakatatanda, ang feeling niya wala na siyang silbi sa mundo. So that feeling of isolation and the absence of belongingness and productivity, weighs heavy on a senior citizen. So mahalaga yun, bigyan sila ng purpose, bigyan sila ng kahalagahan, and this actually will become a model for the young generation as well.
Among the skills programs being focused are those in agribusiness, dairy production, and food processing, with pilot implementation set in the National Capital Region, Cebu, and Kidapawan. The Department of Education, or DepEd, will intensify its efforts to reverse the Philippines' so-called learning crisis under the Marcos administration. DepEd made the statement after UNICEF warned of the widespread disconnect in learning among grade levels after the COVID-19 pandemic. Education Secretary Sani Angara echoed calls from President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. to focus on basic learning, which includes reading and numeracy, as learners recover from the effects of the pandemic. He said the president has promised to devote resources for the sector's improvement. Angara said the government is implementing summer programs to help learners cope up. In a separate interview, Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte said the city government has launched a learning recovery program that will aid around 5,000 learners who are in need of remedial and tutorial classes until 2028. The program has so far helped around 2,000 learners catch up in terms of reading and numeracy. Meanwhile, Angara underscored the need for critical thinking and vigilance against artificial intelligence-generated and deepfake content. He said learners must be taught critical thinking and caution in schools, especially in scrutinizing information on social media. This came after a viral AI-generated post which involved two supposed learners questioning the impeachment process against Vice President Sara Duterte, which was shared by Senator Ronald De La Rosa. On the other hand, Angara said the DepEd is working to integrate AI use in teaching systems as well as in the curriculum of learners. He said President Marcos Jr. cleared the establishment of an AI research center in DepEd to facilitate the development of learning modules. For teachers, he said that they are now utilizing the Canmigo platform, which can create a lesson plan within 1 hour. The Department of Tourism urges British website HelloSafe to take accountability for listing the Philippines as the least safe country for travelers. Tourism Secretary Cristina Frasco slammed the safety index as a false ranking that has caused serious and lasting harm on the Philippine tourism sector. She also questioned the methodology of the listing, adding HelloSafe's platforms reveal a focus on travel insurance. She said safety indexes tied to commercial interests can distort countries' reputations. Frasco also criticized how HelloSafe removed the Philippines from the index without clarification or accountability after flaws in its data were revealed. She demanded for HelloSafe to correct all data on the Philippines and ensure accurate and consistent reporting across its platforms. The secretary meanwhile said that while the Philippines has safety challenges similar to other countries, the government has done extensive work to address them, citing the role of law enforcement, local governments, and tourism workers in upholding safety across tourist destinations. The HelloSafe Safety Index listed the Philippines at the top with an index of 82.32 points. The list has since been updated as of June 19 to reflect Sudan at the top, but HelloSafe's interactive map still marks the Philippines as very dangerous. In our business news, the Philippines continues to have a stable supply of fertilizer for the agriculture sector despite the conflict between Israel and Iran, according to the Department of Agriculture or DA. DA Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr. allayed concerns that tensions in the Middle East would affect shipping of fertilizers, particularly from Qatar, a major supplier. He said the country has enough fertilizer to keep local prices of agriculture products and supplies low. The country has also alternative sources of fertilizers such as Russia and Brunei Darussalam. He hopes that things will soon go back to normal, assuming the conflict eases before the end of the year. In the meantime, Philippine rum brand Tanduay retained its position as the world's #1 rum for the 8th consecutive year, according to global drink trade magazine Drinks International. The magazine's Millionaires Club report show that Tanduay sold 23.8 million case liters in 2024, an increase from 23.4 million in the year 2023. Its closest competitors, Bacardi and Captain Morgan, sold 19.7 million and 11.5 million case liters respectively. Overall, Tanduay was the world's 6th top-selling spirits brand last year. In a statement, Tanduay International Business Development Manager Roy Christopher Sumang said, the brand continues to enjoy the trust of consumers worldwide as the brand remains true to its Filipino heritage, craftsmanship in the global stage. And those are the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under Pna News. I am William Theo. This is the Pna Headlines, bringing you stories that unite the nation.